Hello, my name is Kylie Transit, and I am currently a Lourdes University business student enrolled in the Business 340 internship course for the summer semester of 2018. And I am looking forward to telling you about my internship experience at the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce. I would like to first start off by briefly introducing myself. I am a Lourdes University soon-to-be senior, anticipating graduation in May of 2019. I am pursuing a degree in marketing with a minor in communications and media studies. And this summer for my internship, I was actually able to work in the city that I was born and raised in at the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce. And just as a funny backstory to how I sort of got in contact with my supervisor, the Royal Oak Chamber offers annual scholarships to graduating Royal Oak High School seniors preparing to go away to college. And when I graduated high school in 2015, I was a recipient of one of these awards. So on this slide, the top picture that you see is a picture of me and the two other recipients receiving our scholarships. And on the left side of the picture, directly behind me, that is actually my current supervisor today. And then to flash forward to today and my current position, the bottom picture is me and my supervisor at the Click on Detroit studio, working to promote our Art of Fire event, which is one of the events that I was heavily involved with promoting. Next, I would like to touch on the essential role of a Chamber of Commerce in its local community and also discuss my insight as to why I believe that the Royal Oak Chamber is unique in its ways. For starters, a Chamber of Commerce serves its local businesses and business professionals by acting as a linkage point for the business interests to be known by other local civics groups. Additionally, a Chamber of Commerce serves as a networking tool for local businesses to be able to connect with others of similar or different categories and learn ways that they can help each other. Now, the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce does this by operating on the foundation of being a good neighbor. We do this by ensuring that our members have access to networking communities and events that will allow them to connect, network, and build positive relationships with other local businesses and business professionals. We believe that by offering these events and by putting them on ourselves, we promote the idea of being a good neighbor, and that by being a good neighbor, we can ensure the economic and communal prosperity of our city. Our goal as a chamber can be noted and is reflected in our business statement, which states that we are dedicated to bringing business persons, civic groups, local government, and citizens together to advance the economic, professional, cultural, and civic welfare of the community. The Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce serves more than 540 local business members. This number is difficult to get an exact answer of as it's constantly changing as we're consistently day to day adding new members to our membership program. We offer each of our members access to any of 5 networking groups or communities. These 5 groups are known as TAC, Alpha, Rome, BRG, and BWN, and they all serve a different purpose while ultimately allowing all of our members to network with one another. On top of that, we also offer monthly networking gatherings for all members to meet up at one time. These consist of the Chamber Coffee, which is held at a different chamber member office on one Friday morning of every month, in which we serve breakfast and coffee and allow everybody to essentially give a brief elevator pitch on what they're looking for and why they're part of the Chamber of Commerce. On top of serving our member businesses, we also serve our community by planning and implementing several annually occurring community-wide events. Two of these can be seen here as the Art of Fire and Royal Oak and Bloom, and these 2 events are the ones that I worked most heavily in promoting during my time as a chamber intern. Also, my supervisor, Shelley Kemp, also serves as the executive director of the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce. Some of my roles as an intern at the Chamber of Commerce included developing and implementing a social media marketing plan for our Art of Fire event. This consisted of me going into Excel and creating a spreadsheet that dictated when a posting went live, on what platform it was posted, and the actual contents of each post prior to the event's occurrence. Next, I was expected to have a presence in some of our network group meetings. For some of these, I was expected to sort of sit and listen and take in all of the information, and then at others, I was expected to be more vocal and offer a more engaged presence. Also, almost weekly, I was expected to input prospective chamber member information into our chamber master database. So I did this to assist our director of membership And essentially what it did is give her easier and more accessible access to local businesses that are not chamber members or were previously and decided to opt out. So this would allow her to easily reach out to them to sort of either regain their membership or develop an initial relationship. Next, I was able to conduct several research projects by request of my supervisor, and then I was able to accompany her along with the information that I had gathered to either committee meetings or other events in which that information was expected to be useful, and then help her present it to said committees. Finally, although I did not work directly under our downtown manager, he is a very close-knit business tie that the Chamber of Commerce has. So I was able to help him with his Spotlight Royal Oak initiative. This is a marketing program that highlights a different local business each week on the Downtown Royal Oak social media pages and website. His expectations of me consisted of assisting him in gathering photos and other information to include in that week's marketing efforts for the particular business, and I was also able to write several of the articles that went live on Downtown Royal Oak's website. Supervisor Shelley Kemp made sure that one of my greatest roles as an intern at the Chamber of Commerce was simply to learn. She can actually be quoted as saying that it is her goal in life to make sure that I had one of the best intern experiences of the summer, and she certainly made sure that this was the case for me. Because she was so intent on helping me and allowing me to learn from her, this allowed me to shadow her as one of my roles to many events and certain meetings that otherwise I would not have had the opportunity to be a part of. Some of these included the Oakland County Main Street Program meeting, in which I got to learn more about the foot traffic and the success of retailers and the small shops in downtown Royal Oak. And Oakland County Main Street Program sort of came in to help oversee what they can do to affect the positive marketing that allows us to continue to be successful in downtown Royal Oak. Also, the groundbreaking event, which served as sort of a gateway into all of the new and exciting things, such as our new Civic Center entering Royal Oak in the next couple of years. Also, there was the Homecoming 2019 committee, in which I was able to do some research to help present in that committee to sort of see what we can do as representatives of the city to make the high school homecoming week more inclusive of the community and the alumni. And then finally, there was the Click on Detroit Channel 4 appearance that my supervisor was able to make to continue to promote our Art of Fire event. So that was very fun to be able to see the behind the scenes of a news studio and what that sort of promotion looks like. I view my internship experience as sort of a twofold learning experience. The first aspect that I would like to touch on has much more to do with the industry and business principles that I gained that I can easily associate back to my learning experience at Lourdes University. My position suited my interests very well as I'm studying marketing and also very interested in pursuing event coordination. I was very excited to learn more about how to essentially market for events. I did a lot of this in relation to social media marketing and all other sorts of online internet marketing. I was able to easily equate marketing for an event with social media marketing itself. When you tend to market for an event, you want to increase foot traffic and the turnout for that particular event. When you participate in social media marketing, what you're looking to do is increase the turnout onto your page. So the motivation of the two is very similar, and I was able to learn more about how social media marketing ultimately complements marketing for an event and increasing turnout. I also learned the importance of using a mixed media to market for events. So aside from the social media aspect, it was also very important to focus on the nitty-gritty, going door to door and making sure local businesses had access to our flyers and our posters so that people that didn't have a phone easily accessible could also gain more information about our events. Also, in relation to events, it was very apparent how important a chamber can be to planning and implementing events. By building local relationships, it can make it much more easier to stay within budgetary restrictions when planning events. By building these relationships, you're more likely to have a network of people that will be able to help you for a lower cost. I also learned about the similarities and differences between large-scale and small-scale events. By planning our smaller-scale events such as chamber coffees and after hours, I learned the importance of advertising for those via social media is just as important as it is to advertise for Art of Fire and Royal Oak and Bloom on social media. But I also learned about the differences that they take to prepare for. I learned that to be successful in event coordination and marketing, you have to be adaptable and flexible, but you also have to be very detail oriented and ready to take on all the challenges that you will face. Finally, I learned about the importance of using networking and marketing to go hand in hand with one another. Word of mouth is something that you can easily generate through positive networking, and it acts as a free form of marketing for you. The second part of my internship learning experience has much more to do with my own internal reflection. As I'm sure many other interns learn, I had to learn how to be adaptable and flexible within the workplace. This occurred mostly in my time working with events because rather than being reactive to things going wrong, you must be proactive and you must be ready for the impossible to happen. Because most likely, with all of the components that go into setting up an event, something will go wrong, and you must be ready to adapt and be flexible to that happening. Next, by being in rooms so often with people that are older and much more experienced than me, I learned that by asking questions and being vocal, I was able to make myself appear more confident and more professional than I would have by shying away from being vocal. I also learned the importance of discovering the root of a problem and how much more effective that is in ensuring a problem does not reoccur. By putting a temporary band-aid on an issue, you're ensuring that when that band-aid falls off, the problem will reoccur. By discovering the root of a problem, you're ensuring that it does not happen again. Finally, by building the positive relationships that I did within the chamber and within all of the members that we have, I discovered a passion and sense of fulfillment within myself in working for the city of Royal Oak. I thoroughly enjoyed being a part and learning about all of the changes that are happening in my city, and I was very excited to be able to participate in sharing my opinions in what should happen next. I find this probably to be the most important aspect of my learning experience. By being fulfilled and interested in what I was working on at work every single day, it did not feel like a job, and that is one thing that I truly hope for more than anything in my future career path. To conclude, I would say that I've definitely had a very positive learning experience from my position as the intern at the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce. Not only my supervisor, but the organization as a whole ensures that not just myself, but all of my fellow employees, all of our member businesses, and all citizens and members of the community that encounter us enjoy coming to our events and want to come back again. Additionally, it was very refreshing to be part of an organization that doesn't simply talk the talk, but walks the walk. We don't just say that we want our members and our community to value being a good neighbor, but we exemplify this and we act as one to our community every single day. I would recommend that any of my peers that are looking into starting their internship search currently look into their local chamber if it meets your interests. Personally, the Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce, we offer accounting positions, marketing positions, events positions, and membership positions. So if it meets your values and your interests, I would say that it could possibly be a very beneficial experience for you. Finally, I would like to give a special thank you to my supervisor, Shelley Kemp, my coworkers, Christine Perez, Heather Zeller, Jennifer Clark, and the downtown manager, Sean Kamer. I'd like to say that if anybody has any questions about my presentation, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much for listening to me talk about my Royal Oak Chamber of Commerce internship.